Hey everyone, this recording is going to serve as our instruction for our large Zoom meeting gathering. So this is going to be very specific to the staff meetings where Katie is the host of it. For individual meetings, one-on-ones, things like that, yeah, you might be able to do things differently. But this is going to be so everybody's audio is good. There's no feedback or anything like that, and also all of our videos are working. So I created a checklist that we're going to go through kind of quickly, and I'll go and touch upon each thing. But first, before we do anything, before we go to the calendar, before we click on the link, make sure to undock your computer. So as I said here, we can see everybody's beautiful face, and make sure that you're ready 5 minutes prior to the meeting so we can start promptly and not waste any time in the first 5-10 minutes trying to figure out everybody's audio or things like that. Also, make sure to mute your computer. We're all going to be joining by phone, and the goal is that everybody's going to be joining by phone on this next one. No one's going to be joining by computer. So it really shouldn't be an issue, but just in case, we want to mute our computer. And so if you're on Windows 10, if you mute your computer by touching your keys, it should have an X right there whenever you do so. You can also come to the bottom tray over here and adjust it here. So just make sure it is muted so that just in case for some reason you're connected by computer, audio, and your phone, we don't get that feedback. But doing these next steps should eliminate any of the connecting by computer issues. Number 3, I want to make sure that no one is signed in to the host Zoom account. So that's going to be whatever one Katie is signed into. So if you know you share a Zoom login, this is going to specifically apply to you. If you never log into Zoom for anything, you probably won't have to do anything. But just in case, before you do anything, before you go to the calendar, click on the link, call in, go ahead and open Zoom on your computer. So you can search for it on your computer, or in my case, I have it saved down here in my taskbar. Click on it. When it opens up, you should not see this. So this is telling me that I'm logged in. It's showing me meetings, it's letting me schedule, start a new meeting, and you can see in the top right corner over here, this little icon. If I click on that, it says what account I'm in. So if you're logged into an account, it'll say the name that's saved under and the email address that's saved under. If you're logged in, go ahead, sign out. When you sign out, this will pop up. You can go ahead and close that out. From there, you'll be ready to join the meeting. Do not call in yet or anything. Go through the process with the link in the calendar. So you're gonna go find your staff meeting, and we're gonna click on the link. Don't worry about any of this down here, the meeting ID, the phone number, any of that. Just click the link and let that take you through the entire process. So when I click the link, it opens up in the browser. Since I have the app, it's asking me to open it in the app. We're going to go ahead and do that. And then we see it pops up. I have my video here because I have it defaulted to do the video. And we see that it actually defaulted. If this little thing will pop up for everybody, it defaulted to computer audio right here. We definitely don't want computer audio, so make sure to go to phone audio. I'm also going to send some instructions to any hosts. If you don't already know how to do it, you can actually set up the meeting to where you can only do telephone audio, and it won't even give the option for computer audio. When we do that, that should really fix everything. But just in case, if you log in, if you see computer audio, click over the phone audio. Do not join with computer audio. That's when we're going to get a lot of that feedback. So we go to the phone audio on this side, and you have a list of phone numbers, the meeting ID, and your participant ID. 3 things that everybody needs to use. So if you dial any of these numbers, they all should work. But if you call one and it doesn't work for whatever reason, hang up, check the number, make sure it matches, make sure you didn't miss a digit. And if it still doesn't work, go ahead and start using one of the other ones and see if you can get connected. So in my case, I usually use the 9923 number, the second one here. So I'm gonna go ahead and call into that right now.
Welcome to Zoom. Enter your meeting ID followed by pound.
So then you can enter your meeting ID, 905-266 300 pound. It'll then ask for the participant ID. Make sure you enter that.
Enter your participant ID followed by pound. Otherwise, just press pound to continue.
So in my case, it's 10. Make sure to enter that participant ID so
You
that it
are
connects.
in the meeting now. You are the first participant. Please stand by.
So that it
This
connects.
meeting is being recorded.
So that it connects your video to your audio source. That way you'll only show up as one participant and not your name and your phone number. So at this point, you're connected by audio, you enter your participant ID. Let's go ahead, as we go through this, we went through these three right here. One thing I want to stop and say is when you do dial in, if you're using your cell phone, if you have headphones that have a little mic on it, like mine does, go ahead and use that. Usually those pick up the audio pretty well and you can hear everything pretty well. If that's not possible, listening on your speakerphone is fine, but make sure to take it off a speakerphone and hold it to your ear when you're talking so that we're not hearing any echo in your room. And so typically it's just a lot more clearer if you don't have speaker on when you're speaking. If you're using your work phone, if you have a headset, use that by all means. If you don't have a headset, same deal. Listening in on speaker is fine, but once you start talking, pick up the handset, hold it to your ear, and talk through that. Once we're connected, access code, participant ID, and then making sure your video is on. So in this case, I can see myself. I know my video is on, but there's always an icon in the bottom left over here where you can stop the video and you can start the video, making sure it's on. From there, we're going to check your name. So in this section over here, where every single participant is going to be listed, your name should be at the top. And if you hover above it, you should be able to rename yourself. You click that and you can rename yourself, press OK. It'll show your name, that is you, and what your participant ID is. If you're not seeing this little sidebar, all you have to do is click this little participant button down here. I think it should be defaulted to open though for anybody that's not the host. So it shouldn't be a big issue, but make sure your name's right on there. Also, double check your audio based off of the instructions I'm about to show you right here. We want to make sure you don't have a mic icon. So next to your name, you'll also see these icons. You want to make sure that you're seeing this phone icon and this video icon. The video icon means that your video is being shared. If you stop showing your video, it puts a little red line through it. And the phone means that you're connected your audio by phone. It's assigned to you since you put in your participant ID. You're all good to go if that looks like that. However, I'm going to show you an example to where if you're seeing this, where you have the little mic right here, that's telling us that your microphone for your computer is on. That means you need to disconnect your computer audio. You need to connect by the phone. So please, kind of reevaluate what you're doing and go through those instructions I went through just now and make sure you're connected. If you're the host and you see that, you should mute that person just to make sure we don't get that feedback with the audio. So from there, we double checked our audio based on those instructions. Go ahead and mute yourself when you're not talking. And it's very easy. You just hit the button down here. When the entire interface is up, like you're seeing here, you can usually mute yourself pretty easily in the sidebar over here, in the bottom over here. Just make sure you do that. Obviously, when you start talking, make sure to unmute yourself. If no one responds to you, you'll learn that you're obviously muted. And really, the last thing I wanted to touch on is if you have something to say, if you need to get something across without wanting to interrupt, or if your audio is not working and you need to communicate with us without going on to Slack or anything like that, hit this little chat icon. The chat will pop up on the right-hand side. You can do it to everyone, or you can select the person and type to them, and you can just put it there. it'll pop up for everyone, and we'll be able to communicate over that until the issue's fixed. Or if you have a question but you don't want to interrupt because someone's in the middle of talking, that's a good way to do that, and then we can loop back to the question or the statement that you had there. But I really think at this point that should cover everything. So if you have any questions, just go ahead, rewatch the video, make sure I didn't cover it, and if I didn't cover it, go ahead, email me, Slack me, call me, and we'll make sure that everybody's connected and ready to go for the next staff meeting. And just to recap here, undock your computer, mute your computer, make sure you're not signed in to Zoom, specifically the host Zoom, then go through, click the meeting link, let Zoom take you through the process. It'll pop up the phone number prompt, call that, don't connect by computer, put in your access code, enter your participant ID. Once you're in, make sure that video's on, check your name, double check the audio, make sure there's not a little mic icon and that you have the phone icon. Make sure you mute yourself when you're not talking, and use the chat box if you need to. So that should cover everything, and I hope this helped. Thanks.